one close that you should always do before you do an actual close is what they call a trial close. It's where you're testing the temperature of the customer before you actually do the close. How many of you in here know what a trial close is? Okay, a trial close is basically checking the temperature of the customer. You're like, how do you feel about this? Could you see yourself having this product? How would you use this product? And let them tell you. And then it will go up. It looks, if you look on a chart, it looks like a gradiated chart where it gets to a hump. And when it gets to the top, where they get the highest climax, is when you want to close. If you do not close at that time, then the scale also shows an incredibly sharp drop in the gradient, which means that after the apex, the highest point of the sale, if you miss the close at that point, then your chances of actually closing the sale are significantly diminished. Has anyone really ever had that happen to them where they're going into a sale and it's going extremely well and you're like, I know this guy wants this product, and then all of a sudden they get cold on you? You missed the apex. That's exactly what that is. A lot of people have never been told that, or they don't know why. Now, there are a large number of closes that you can actually use on a sales process. Each one of those depends on your business, it depends on your sales capabilities, and it also depends on who's in front of you. The other thing that you have to remember is this: at least close. How many people have you ever seen they'll go through an entire process and never ask for their business? They never close at all. That happens more often than people think. So if you're not asking for their business, the chances are you'll never get it. There's been numerous times where I've worked with people in sales training, they're like, he does a great presentation, he's strong in his verbal abilities, he asks the right questions, but he just never closes. And then you sit down and observe them, and they're not asking for the sale. They think it's there, but it's not. They're not trial closing nor closing. So let's start using some closes that would work for people in this room today, because that's what's important, is everybody here getting something out of this. Wouldn't you agree? With the copiers, you guys probably use a demonstration close, don't you? Where you use a...
We used to. We don't typically anymore.
Okay.
You know, now that people are used to buying off the internet, they're used to getting stuff that they haven't demoed.
Okay.
Whatever, so.
Okay. All right. So, do you have to do maybe a weighing close then with them at the end?
Yeah, you point out the functionality and how you can help them, or how it can help them in their workflow, and then usually I give out a if I, will you type of a close. I'm more of a technical close than a hard close.
Okay. Once again, how many people in here know what a weighing close is? Some people call it a weighing close. They call it a weighing close. Some people call it the Benjamin Franklin close.
I didn't know.
Okay. Weighing. Okay.
Waiting.
Yeah. What it is you get a piece of paper.
What word are we using here?
You get a piece of paper. You get a piece of paper, and you put a T-scale on it, and you'll put ideas opposed and the reasons for buying now on it. Okay. On the ideas opposed, what you ask them, what would hold you back from purchasing this at this time? They will list those. Then what you do is, now when you go through a sales process with them, now during this sales process, you mentioned this, that this was a benefit that you would use. And you list all the reasons for it. It's usually, by the time you're done, almost a 2-to-1 ratio. When you're done with that T-scale, or you turn it around, and then you say, you have ideas opposed and reasons for buying now. And you ask them a simple question. Now, which in your opinion outweighs the other? Your ideas opposed or your reasons for buying now? And you let them choose. And that's called a Benjamin Franklin close or a weighing close.
Okay.
scales, weighing.
You're weighing
It's a weight and scale.
weighing knobs.
We don't say Wayne.
That's what I was
Wayne or
thinking.
Ben.
Yeah.
Wonder.
The other clothes that you can, the other clothes that a lot of people will use, especially if they have numerous products, is the good, better, best. What they do is they will, and the way this clothes works is they will have a good option, and then they will have a better option, and then they'll have the best option. As a salesperson, the key component to this sale is being able to explain the difference between good, better, and best. If you give people 3 options and they actually were positive towards you during your sales presentation at the end, there's a good chance that they will pick one of the 3. Most of the times they'll go for the middle one. The type of people that go for the ones are, oh, I only do the best. That's why I always list the best. So that's the good, better, best. The other close that works extremely well for folks is if you're going through a process and you have someone who is extremely agreeable through the sales process, you perform at the end what they call an assumptive close. What the assumptive close is, you just assume that they're buying and you start filling out the order form and you say, I need your authorization here. You'll be surprised how many times people surprise you and actually follow all the way through. Those closes, once again, for people who are agreeable, who are actually giving all the positive buying sides. When you're doing the trial closes, they're giving you the right answers. Now, there is one little hitch with the assumptive close. You have to get a no out of them. Have you ever had a sale with a person where you're going through the salesperson with the process and all the way through they're going, I like that.
Yeah.
I want that. Absolutely. That's for me. And then you get to the end, they're like, nope. The reason they do that is it's a protective manner. People who are extremely agreeable have 2 traits. They've usually been burned before, or they try to buy everything and they can't afford anything else because they are so agreeable. So if people are saying yes, 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 try to get a no out of them. Ask them something that they are deliberately going to say no about. You're laughing, but it's true.
It's interesting.
Most people, when they're going through actual sales schools, they actually need to realize where they are in position in the sales before they can do the close. Once again, it's that apex. Another great close for people in business is what they call the concession close. It's like a negotiation at the end, where it's like, well, I can give you this. Well, I tell you what, I don't have any of these in my warehouse now, but I do have one model up, and I can give it to you for the same price as this one if you take it today. What it is, it's a call to action, and you're actually giving them something a little bit better, giving them some incentive in order for them to make a decision on the spot.